What's up, everybody? It's me, Joey P, Joe Pisapia, and this is Fandom NFL. Here we are talking football. Good to see all of you here on the show. It's great to look at all the incredible comments over the last couple weeks. We've had some incredible guests, so if you're joining us here on Fandom NFL for the first time, awesome. If you just keep coming back, even better. I love it. So make sure you like this video, make sure you hype this video, and of course, bring all of your questions here to the chat. And of course, super chats are enabled as well. If you want to go ahead and get in on some of the super chatting, you can do that here. And remember, the super chats here actually go to me. That's right. That's right. They don't go to the company. They go right here to the program. So make sure you check it out here. Good to see James here in the chat as always. So I want to talk football with everybody. If you got questions, drop them here. Obviously, this week we've had incredible lineup on the show as I wait for everybody to kind of filter into the chat here. We've had JJ Zacharyson on the show, Paul Charchian on. I think we actually have a few spots left in our Chop League. If you still want to join them, drop your comments in that video for the Charch video we did just this morning that came out. And also, I understand we've had some technical issues with some, audio stuff. Those two shows, the last two were recorded in the same day. They're the same audio issue. I'm working through it, boys and girls. I'm working through it, kids. Hopefully, it'll get better. Trust me. No one cares more about it than I do. And the fact that you care means that I care. So here we go. We're going to do this up here. Let's see Hudson here. Let's go to Joey P. Good to see you as well, Huds. Good to see you. Should I be scared away from Bijan at 2 given the QB situation? No, I think Bijan's one of those assets that is pretty QB proof as far as I'm concerned. I do believe there will be some struggles in Atlanta this year. I do believe this is an under-win total team, unfortunately, and Kevin Stefanski is not going to turn around his coaching career right here in Atlanta the way things are shaping up at the QB position. This is why I would take Jahmyr Gibbs over Bijan, though, because Jahmyr Gibbs is in a situation in Detroit where things are very set. You have the quarterback, you have the offense. Yes, it's a new offensive coordinator, but it's the same head coach, so philosophy is going to be very similar in terms of how they want to run things, what the personnel it is, what the timing of everything is. All that stuff matters. Timing with a quarterback, understanding each other's cadence, understanding each other's just the feel for the game is huge. So Bijan still my 2. I got a lot of Bijan myself. I've got a lot of 2 picks this year somehow. I got 2s. I've got 6s. That's what I've got this year. I'd like to have a little 12 action. That's what I'd like to have. And I decided to just go solo Joey P today because I know we are in the thick of draft season and I love doing all the characters. Judge Joey will be back. He's going to be back on a weekly basis. Uncle Joey's going to be back on a weekly basis, so don't worry. The boys aren't going anywhere. But I thought it was important to get to some actual real meat and potatoes questions here with actual Joe Pisapia, and we'll put the performing arts side away just for a little bit and just get to the questions. Good to see Joe here in the chat. Radman's here in the chat. Everybody's here. My good friend Van Rod is here supporting the channel, which is fantastic. Let's get to Marshall's. In chat we wait, the faithful fantasy few, for great Joey P to grace our waiting crew. The draft board rests. No counsel can there be. Hark! Sound the horns. We wait for the great Joey P. That's pretty good. That is pretty good right there. All right, let's get to Evan's question here. Hey, Joe, I drafted this past Sunday, 12-team PPR, 3 wide receiver league, Lawrence, Genty, Jalen Warren, JSN, Flowers, Waddle, Christian Watson, Kraft. Genty injury day after is no bueno. Yeah, but that happens. This is football. The good news is it's before the season, so you're not missing actual games right now, and you hope that it is a low ankle sprain. I know they're saying low to mid or whatever that is. It's frustrating. I don't know if you grab Mike Washington, probably not a bad idea, but just looking at this roster, first of all, everybody should be playing 3 wide receiver. I don't know where this 2 wide receiver format, especially in 10-team leagues. What are we doing with the 2 wide receivers in 10-team leagues? What kind of stupid crap is that? That is nonsense. I don't love Warren as the number 2 running back, especially because of the Genty situation. That's frustrating. But the wide receiver core is stacked. So what you got here, Evan, is a team-built strength at wide receiver, JSN, Flowers, Waddle, Watson, and Tucker Kraft, my boy. You got a big-time QB. RB's going to be a slog for you. Keep taking shots at RB. Take shots on backup guys. Take shots on, if don't trade away your wide receiver depth and the strength of your team just to go ahead and get better at running back. But don't be afraid to continue to take shots on guys and play the waiver wire and play the waiver wire for wide receiver too, because if you hit that right, then you can have a Christian Watson as a trade chip or one of the guys you picked up as a trade chip. I would try to pry Rico Dowdle away from whoever has him, Evan, because maybe then you can own the entire Steelers backfield, and then who knows, maybe that'll sort itself out. Mason's another one of my favorite later targets too in the backfield. Maybe RJ Harvey being a little undervalued. So those are kind of the guys that I would consider there. Let's get to some more questions here. Let's go to Jason's question. Drafting from the 101 in a 10-team 2QB league, would you take Josh Allen, Gibbs, Bijan, or Lamar? For me, it's a 10-team league. The supply and demand for quarterback is absurdly good. You could very easily take Jahmyr Gibbs here in a 10-team league and then let it come back to you and take 2 quarterbacks if you want to do. I don't think that's a bad way to go. If you're playing 2 wide receivers, I would do that. If you're playing 3 wide receivers, maybe I'm more apt to take Josh Allen. Either way is very viable. So I don't think there's a wrong answer here, Jason. I do think there's a difference of philosophy. I think the safe way, if you're somebody that just wants to not screw it up, is to take Josh Allen 1 and then take advantage of most likely the range of players coming back to you. Derrick Henry, maybe A.J. Brown, Drake London. Like, it's going to be a pretty, Nico Collins. Like, that's kind of going to be, generally speaking, in a Superflex 10-team league, the guys that make it back to you at the 2-3 turn. That's pretty good. Those are some steady players. If you could start a team with Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, and I don't know, let's say, wide receiver-wise, Nico Collins. I mean, maybe a CeeDee Lamb even makes it back to you too. It's not bad. The other way to do it is to turn it right back around and just really wait on quarterback and try to get into that Goff, Stafford, Baker Mayfield range, which is also very viable. I don't think it's wrong. I think the Gibbs way is slightly more risky. The Allen way is slightly safer. So it depends on what kind of player you are and how much of an investment you've got going on there. All right, let's get to some more of the questions here. Let's go to Brandon's question. Thanks for the Chop League, Joe. That's right. We're doing the Chop League. So if you missed yesterday's show, I had Paul Charchian on, the godfather of Chop Leagues, right? The leagues where, every week somebody goes, we cut their necks, they're out, right? Survivor leagues, however you want to call them in fantasy, though. And they're super fun. I've had great success in them in the past, which means this year I'll probably be out first, which will be hilarious for all of you. Playing together in a league that I started without me, that'll be great. But if you want in, go drop your comments there and get into the league. I think we've got like at least 5 spots left. I added some people this morning. Everybody accepted immediately, which I love. So, and I'm glad so much, Brendan, you're enjoying all of the content. And I do like to release the shows. I feel like the early release is cool, right? Some of us are up early, going to work. Not me. I'm here doing this, getting up early, going to work. I'm not leaving the house. But I'm somebody that likes to have a podcast on when I get my breakfast. I go to the gym in the morning. I like to have a podcast on. That's what I like to do. So for me, like the early podcast is great. And guess what? I got news for you. When we get into season, you're going to have early morning podcasts and you're going to have afternoon stuff. So you'll have something for the drive time, something for the afternoon when you're sitting there watching juniors games or wherever you're at there. And you could just pass the time a little bit. So I'm going to have a ton of content ready for you. Pistol never misses a show. Gotta love Pistol. Let's go to Radman. Does Christian Watson take the next step if he can stay healthy on the field? I think the answer is undoubtedly yes. If he stayed on the field, he would take that next step. He's been in the league a couple of years. The target share volume is out there to be had. He's competing with Tucker Kraft and Jaden Reed, and that's about it. So there's plenty of targets to go around. I think you could even play more, or I should say explode more, if Josh Jacobs should miss any time. Now, it's funny because I read something yesterday where the Packers are bracing for potential suspension with Jacobs because there's been no news on it. And I thought that was very interesting. That was the first tidbit I've heard. So prepare accordingly. If Marshawn Lloyd is still out there, go pick him up. Yes, we'll be doing waiver wire before waiver wire. Next week, we got amazing guests. We got Michael Florio coming on the show. We got Bob Harris coming on the show. I think Adam Azer is going to pop on the show. We're going to have our betting content starting next week too as we head into the holiday weekend. So a lot of fun stuff at Fandom. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you drop your comments below. Remember, somebody's going to win our giveaway as well, which is our new one here. I put out a bunch of different jerseys and I let you decide because Fandom NFL is the people's channel. That's right. So Marshall Faulk jersey, when we get to 5,000 subscribers, we are scratching the surface of 3,000. But I'm not giving this away until it's 5,000. And I already got the email. It's on its way to my house. Unlike the last giveaway. What a dramatic bit of nonsense that was. 1-star review. Boo. Marshall Faulk jersey. How do you win? Subscribe to this channel right here. Drop your comments. Ring the bell till it goes ding. Like this video. Hype this video. That's it. You're in the winning for the Marshall Faulk jersey. I know some of you Big Marshall Faulk fans as a kid, too. I saw that. I see you in the chat, so we'll see how it goes. You know, you show up at enough of these chats, you get some free stuff. Shout out to Joe Fiore, too, who got his free black book this week. He won the 2,500 giveaway, so I know Joe is very excited about that. He took the digital copy, so he saved some trees. Love that. All right, keep dropping your questions here, and I'll get you all the answers we possibly can. Sun God or JT7 full PPR. Thank you, QB1, Joe. That's right, Justin. QB1, right here. Boom. I'm going Sun God, just a little safer. He's wide receiver 3 last year, year before that. You know, injury quotient for running backs are higher. JT, again, huge workload. He's had some ankle issues in the past and some other injuries in the past. I don't think Jonathan Taylor's a bad pick. I just think Amon-Ra is the better one. That's it. And we are trying to get off to the best possible start with every team we can. I am very definitive on the players in each round that I like and I don't like based on the value. And then there's players that are more acceptable as the draft goes on to me. Every player you can find the downside of, for pretty much. But to me, Amon-Ra has so little downside. He's such an incredible worker. He's ingrained into that offense. Jonathan Taylor, you can find more ifs. How's the quarterback bouncing back? It seems okay. Okay. What's the offense going to look like? Is Pierce going to be healthy? There's a lot of questions surrounding that Colts offense, and Jonathan Taylor has been a little up and down. He's had some great seasons and some frustrating seasons from fantasy perspective. So I can eliminate some of that risk. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to take Amon-Ra. All right, Hudson, appreciate you, man. Glad you're in the chat today. Let's go to Darag McNally. Darag McNally. Hey, 12 of 13 pick in a super flat. 13. What an interesting situation there. This is like one extra friend. All right, I will have a chance to get Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. You're 12-13 in the loop round. Would you do the double stack at quarterback? How could you possibly get that done at 12-13? I mean, if I could do that at 12-13, I could. If we're talking overall, I don't see how you could possibly do that. I would imagine the Superflex, all these quarterbacks are going to go, unless your league is just not into taking quarterbacks early. But yeah, if I could do that stack, I would do it and just figure it out from there. Next up is Brandon here. Genty with the first or Godwin with the 12th. Oh, man. I don't love Godwin this year. I like Godwin this year. I don't love Godwin this year. Let me just be practical about that. I don't think Genty's worth a first-round pick. He's not a first-round pick right now because of the injury situation. If you can keep them forever, it's Genty. Because Genty, if it's just a one-year thing, then you take Godwin and you try to redraft somebody. But I would probably lean towards Genty, despite the fact that it's a first-rounder. But, again, that's with the caveat being you can keep him forever. If you can keep him forever, then yes. Because Godwin won't be keeper-worthy at probably anything after next year. Next up here, Lucky Chucky. I wonder how you get a name like Lucky Chucky. I'm drafting for the 101 in a full PPR league. I am torn between Chase and Gibbs. It's a keeper league, and I am unsure what strategy I should be using at the 2-3. All right, so drafting the 101 in full PPR between Chase and Gibbs. If you're talking there's keeper scenarios, I don't know if you can keep either of these guys. I think both are good starts. I think Gibbs is the one that I would take over Chase this year. I think if you can keep these guys after this year, typically the wide receiver is usually the better investment. They tend to age a little bit better. But I would still go with Gibbs over Chase by just a little bit this year. It's just RB's a little bit harder to come by. All right, let's get to the next one here. We've got Sergio, my paisan. Hey, how you doing, Sergio? A couple quick ADP wars. Egbuka versus Waddle. I'll take Waddle right now because he's healthier. Turf toe is a very dangerous injury. I love Egbuka, but I'm a little concerned about the toe injury. It is you can call it whatever it is. Turf toe is a serious thing. I know I've had it. Okay. Yes, that's right. Once upon a time, I was a pretty good athlete. But that is, to me, the difference right now. Waddle's healthy, so I'll take Waddle. It's not that I don't like Egbuka, but I'd rather have Waddle. Watson versus Parker Washington in a full PPR. I think Washington is the steadier floor every week. I do think Watson will have some spike weeks. We've seen the playmaking ability, but I think Parker Washington is the safer guy. And it's funny, man, if you were in early draft season, you got Parker Washington at quite the discount. Now, not so much. All right, I know this is a correction to Jonnu Smith to the Packers. No, the Kraft stock is fine. It's absolutely fine. Stop overreacting to it. Tucker Kraft is going to be a monster again, okay? This is called depth. This is called talent. You're going to see a lot of stuff this week because you're in cut down time. You're in a situation where guys are getting cut, they're getting picked up by other teams. Everyone's going to overreact. Don't. Let's not overreact unless it's a major injury, and then we can get on here and rant and rave about it. All right, next up here, I got 3 wide receiver in a 14-team league. Fun stuff. Yes, I'm playing several of those myself this year. It's fun. It's a challenge. That's what it's all about, right? It's also a bit of luck. Staying healthy. That's what you want to do. All right, let's go to Cincy's question here. Great friend of the show. Love Cincy. Joe P., what are your thoughts on Kayshon Boutte of Houston? Where do you have him slotted? I will tell you this. The Tank Dell news that came out a couple days ago has really soured my joy, my excitement for Tank Dell, because I was really excited about Tank Dell coming back this year and thinking he would be a great last round pick. It seems like despite all the video looking really crisp and really good, I don't know if they're just not trying to put any pressure on him, or if they really just believe that he is not physically ready to take on the pounding of the football, or I don't know what is going on there necessarily, but it's enough to make me upset about it. Then the Kayshon Boutte trade happens, which feels like another indicator. I think Boutte is a fine late round pick as a wide receiver, 6. You know, just looking for depth, or if you're in one of these deeper leagues. But again, it's going to be a lot of David Montgomery, a lot of Nico Collins, some Dalton Schultz. I think Schultz is the big winner there from that whole situation, to be honest. JC, my dude. Don't worry, JC. I didn't forget about your video. I got a plan for a special show coming up next week. Joey P. got the 8 pick in a 10-team PPR league. Would you go double RB or grab a wide receiver and snag an RB in round 2? Okay, 8 pick in a 10-team league. PPR, would you go double running back? If you're playing 2 wide receivers, I would be fine going double running back. That's just a little RPV action for you from the Black Book. I would probably prefer to go one of each if I could. Typically, if you're going to be 8, you're looking at Justin Jefferson. I would start off with Justin Jefferson. That would be good for me. AJ Brown. If you can get both, if you can get one of those 2 elite or both 2 elite wide receivers, I'm not against that either. To me, when you're in a shorter league, you take the best players available and then you let your strategy bear itself out after. You know, the best players available. I'll give you, for instance, yesterday I was in an experts draft in CBS for the draftathon for St. Jude's, right? We were doing that special thing last night with the stream. Go back and watch that on FFT. It was freaking hilarious, especially the last hour. So funny. There were movie posters of Adam Mazer's head. That's all you need to know. But I will tell you, I started off in that league, and it was a 12-team league, not 10, with Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, I believe, was the start there. No, I'm sorry. Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then A.J. Brown was my start there. So, I mean, I could not have been happier with that. So then I had to figure out RB, and I started to take shots at RB, and there's that range that we've talked about on the show. If you missed it, go back and watch the Rankings RB show. I will be doing the Rankings wide receiver show coming out soon this weekend too, just to make sure you have all that stuff before you end up going out into the woods this weekend with your drafts. I know that's the last one. I was trying to wait as long as I could for running backs, and it still bit me in the ass because Genty got hurt. This is football. So wide receiver 1 will be out on Friday. We're going to get that out to you. But the concept here, what I'm trying to do is take the best players available and then pivot my strategy off of that. And I did. And I was very happy. And then Colson Loveland made to me in the 3rd round, and it was too good of a situation to pass up. So I really was behind it. I took Jeremiah Love, Cam Scatterbo, Bashal Tutin. I ended up with those 3 as my RBs. And that was an expert league with Jamie Eisenberg, Dave Richard, Jake Seeley. A lot of sharp people in that draft. P1 is here. Yay, my friend. Is Ken Walker really relevant this year? He's relevant, but he comes with the same risk he comes with every year, P1. And that is the trick with him. I still will hold on to this conceptually. I want to draft Ken Walker. I want to have him for the first 6 weeks of the season, and then I want to look to move off of him for 2 pieces, as bye weeks start to heat up in week 6 and 7. That's what I'm looking to do. I think waiting for him the whole season could be a very difficult situation there. All right, let's get to Super Chat. Oh, look at this. I love it. The Super Chats are enabled, everybody. Joey P. is the place to be. Keeper League, Rushy Rice is the 15th, or Parker Washington the 17th, full point PP. I'm just going to take Parker Washington. I know that's a little scary, but you got 2 extra rounds. That's still significant talent. 17th is such a huge win. I would take him in the 17th. That's what I would do. Appreciate the Super Chats. And remember, all the Super Chats go to me, not some fictitious other company. I know in some places you think you're dropping Super Chats and you think that they're going to tip all the people answering your questions. Not every place is like that. I don't know if people know that or not. This one is. This is my channel where I talk to you. So if you enjoy this, I appreciate all the super chats and I appreciate all of you being here. Look at that new member here. Love it. Boom. Look at that. Cincy's out here. Can't get enough. So cool. Also, you know what else is cool? Another way to support the channel, not just by being membership here, which I will have some members only content coming up in September, but also downloading the RotoWire app. There's still plenty of time. If you've got multiple drafts this weekend, use the draft software there. It is spectacular. You've seen it on the shows. I've done it so many times here. Sean and I ran another draft last week. Go check it out for yourself. Download the app. Don't be a tool. Use the tools. And then use the promo code JoeyP, and you'll get 20% off of those tools. And I get a piece of it as well. Everybody wins. You win your league. I win. RotoWire wins. So much winning. Charlie Sheen levels of winning here on the program. All right, let's continue on with some more of your chats here. Let's go to Joe's question here. Why is a 6-7 turn absolutely disgusting this year? I never know who to take, and it feels like I'm reaching between Brooks, Lemon, Corum, QJ, and I hate it. Brooks and Lemon are still pretty good. I still feel pretty good about those guys. I like Corum more when you have Williams, which I know might sound frustrating to some people, but there's very few situations where I feel like one guy can step in if there was an injury and just be good. Corum can do that. That offense yields enough. Let's go to Marshall. Hark, Joey P. Oh, another one. Here we go. A quandary worthy of the bond. Hamlet to QB, Macbeth at running back, Romeo at RB, keep one, trade one, cut one. I'm going to, I'm going to trade Hamlet because I think he's just more problematic than he's worth. I'm going to cut Romeo, and I'm going to keep Macbeth. He's a real deal warrior. It just so happens that, he got with the wrong woman. It's not his fault. Look at that. See, there you go. See, we're doing some highbrow stuff here on the channel. Pop Soda, if you were to go hero RB from the 101 with Gibbs, who would be your optimal 2-3 turn from round 6 and later? I don't understand the round 6 and later. But optimal 2-3 turn if I go with Gibbs, what I would really like to do is pound the table at wide receiver. I would really love to get, if Malik Neighbors somehow drifted there, that'd be awesome. I did a 14-team draft a couple nights ago where I got Pickens and Flowers to start after Gibbs. Actually, after Bijan, same kind of thing. That's probably what you're looking at. I don't think I would go Loveland there. I think it's just a tad early. But 101 Gibbs, 2-3 turn, try to get the best 2 wide receivers on the board. That's what I would do. But if Malik Neighbors made it back to me all the way up there, I think that's a risk I'm willing to take. Let's go to Sparks' question. I play in a league that requires you to roster 2 QBs, even though you only start 1. That's odd. It creates scarcity at the position without going to Superflex. Why don't you just play Superflex? What kind of stupid nonsense is that? Why is everybody trying to remake fantasy? Why can't we just do it the way everybody does it, or just variations of how everyone does it? So everybody, why do we do this to ourselves? Just play Superflex or a standard 2 QB league. I don't get it. You're right. Don's right. Joey P's the place to be. Fandom NFL. Subscribe to the channel here. Hang out with us. JC was watching the show on Draftathon last night. We had Scott Fish pop on live while we were on from Hogwarts at Universal Studios. It was hilarious. Let's go to James's question here. 4-man keeper, full PPR. Olave, London, Egbuka, McLaurin, Omari and Hampton, Bucky, ATN, McBride, Pitts, Caleb, or Burrow. Pick 4 of these guys here. 2 flex, 2 running back. So I guess there's no wide receiver? Is that what we're talking here? Like no mandatory? Oh, man. Burrow's always going to... The problem is a 4 keeper rather, in a 1 QB league, I don't feel the need to keep 2 quarterbacks. I don't understand that. Oh, here it is. There's more information here. Got 2 wide receivers, 2 flex. Okay, that does help. Thank you, Metal James. I don't want to keep the quarterbacks because quarterback is so deep this year. You could drop both those guys and hopefully get even one of them back. I think from an age perspective and an upside perspective, I think Omari and Hampton has to be one of those guys. And despite a little bit of the injury issue, it's probably London or Olave for me. I hate the quarterback situation for Atlanta, so I'm gonna go with Olave and Omari and Hampton, which I know sounds a little scary. I get it. If you want to go super safe would probably be Burrow and McBride. I know everyone's off McBride this year, but he's still going to be a top 3 tight end when all said and done. In an old-fashioned league with a new layout, Scoring is 12-team non-PPR, requires exactly 10 starters. So there you go. That's what that league looks like. Old-fashioned leagues are old-fashioned for a reason. Standard leagues aren't quite so fun. Mad Machio, they're in the new Chop League that we started this morning. On my way to the gym, when your Chopped episode got released, first guy in. First guy in and in the league. That's how you do it. Early risers get in the Chop League. Still plenty of spots left. After this is over, I'm going to go see how many more comments are there. So go comment in the Charge video, not in this one, and we'll figure it out. Good to see Gabriel in the chat here. Let's see. Marina Jane made it over. What's up, Joey? Would love to have my first autograph piece. Well, subscribe to the channel, Miranda. You know what to do. It's good to see you here. I know a lot of people still migrating over, waking up from their football slumber, wondering why I'm not at the other place. Well, that was their choice. That was their decision, how they wanted to do business, and that's okay. And guess what? I'm loving every second of this. And I'm loving every second of this community, and I'm loving what we're doing here on the channel. And it feels like from the comments, you guys are loving it too. I think we're having better conversations. I think we're having incredible guests. I think we're having the kind of content that you can apply to all your drafts. The in-season content here, I got the plan for it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be smart. It's going to be stupid. It's going to be all the things that you're going to want to listen to the shows, no matter how good or bad your fantasy teams are. No matter how many injuries, we're going to be all right. D Sparks says, being a man of a certain age, I'm shocked the Earl Campbell jersey didn't win. Yeah, Sparks, I get it. I tried to throw out some old school. I got the Singletary. I got the Earl Campbell. There was the Marshall Faulk, and the Devontae Adams one was out there. And by overwhelming, more than 50% went Marshall Faulk. Great show on turf. Are you on QJ this year? I am not. I'm on Lad McConkey. I was going to be on Gadsden until they signed Njoku. Now that just makes me mad. At FF at whatever your screen names is, by the way, just put them in that one, not in this one, because this is too hard to peel through. Go to the Charge video, drop your sleeper name in there, and if there's enough spots, we'll try to invite you. Tank Dell this year after mixing last year. What are the Texans doing to us? Radman, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. Let's go to Cardiff. Oh, I love Cardiff. Hey, brother. If Donald signs for the Rams, which, by the way, can we get that done already if we're doing it? How many points do you think that defense gets? It could definitely be over 200. There's no doubt about that. What that front would be like for opposing offensive lines is terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. So, yeah, I would rank them this way today. Texans, still, number one. I would go Texans, Broncos. Actually, I would go Texans, Broncos, Seattle, Rams. If the Rams do sign Aaron Donald, I would move the Rams up to the 2 spot. That's what I would do. But that's my top 4 defenses. And to be honest, like the top 4 defenses, I'm willing to take before the second to last round, because I do think that's a weekly advantage. That kickers are kickers. It's very arbitrary week to week what happens. Defense is not arbitrary. Great defenses are great defenses. And some people will tell you otherwise, and I think that they're wrong. So there you go. All right, let's get to some more of the super. Oh, look at this. Look at it. Gold coins here. New membership there. All the people supporting the channel. I love that. Remember, go out there. Drop your comments. Drop your super chats. We love having you here. It's such a godsend. Who have supported the channel, been here from day one. Absolutely loved it. Look at new members. Everybody's here. It was great to see you guys. You guys were awesome. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that show last night. It was really fun. 12-team PPR. Jump on Josh Allen early third, or roll the dice in the 5th or 6th and hope that you top 5 quarterback there. I think this depends on your draft, right? And who you're drafting with. If this is like a new league where you don't know the people, then all bets are off. If you want to take Josh Allen in early third, I'm not against it, especially if you are the smartest person in the room. If you are a great football player in fantasy world, then that's why you're watching shows like this. And you're in a casual league, you can afford that early quarterback because you'll know where the value is at wide receiver and running back to make up the ground later on, whereas the casual fan will not. However, if this is a sharp league, I would wait. I'll give you, for instance, yesterday, I think it was the 7th round. That was a very disciplined quarterback league in an expert draft. So single quarterback, Jaden Daniels went super late. So you can make up that ground. And if you end up with Dak Prescott, okay, cool. Like that's good. There's lots of opportunity there for other quarterbacks. Here's another one from JC. Jefferson is definitely making uneasy. you got to give it time. It's a quarterback with a new offense, with new pieces. And if worse comes to worse, we go back to Carson Wentz, and Wentz was fine last year. like we've gone from boring white backup quarterbacks and Kirk Cousins, who ended up being really good for a couple years, and then pivoted to Sam Darnold, who was really good in the Minnesota offense. If we have to go back to Wentz, Wentz was good with Jefferson last year. He kind of woke from the slumber. So what? It's fine. What are we going to do with it? All right, let's go to Pat's here. Magooch, we love your content. I love you people. I do. I mean, people think that's a shtick. It's not. Everybody who knows me knows that this is something that I do with you. And that's the difference between this channel and a lot of other ones. It's fun to have fun. It's fun to do the characters. It's fun to entertain you. It's even more fun to get you all winning your leagues and giving you good content that makes you think. I want to make you think. I want to make you laugh. I want to make you feel. I want to make you come back for more. I want you to be here and make this your NFL show. And we got a lot of good plans coming up for you. Let's go to Con Smitch. Never played non-PPR. Any strategy suggestions? Definitely doesn't seem fun. First instincts are the right one, Con. It's not that it's not fun. It's just less fun. Here's what I would say. The quarterbacks that control all the scoring in their offense, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Drake May to a certain extent, maybe even Jenny Daniels and Jalen Hurts, putting them in the rushing quarterbacks that have rushing upside and rushing TD upside matter more. Don't be afraid to go earlier on one of them. Touchdowns matter. Touches matter. Yards are yards, right? So you still want your yardage guys. It's not that a Zay Flowers isn't useful. Of course he is. Typically he's got smaller touchdown numbers. That's just, it's the way things have gone. And last year, look, Lamar Jackson missed a big chunk of the season. So we can also blame that a little bit on Lamar's health last year. And when he came back, he wasn't healthy. But you are looking where tie goes to the touchdown scorer. It's a league where you might want a little bit more Christian Watson and Jameson Williams than you do in the full PPR leagues, where their boom or bust actually helps you a little bit because they bring touchdowns with them. So that's the instinct. Favor the touchdown scorers, favor the high-end rushing quarterbacks a little bit more. To me, that's a good strategy. And you're right, it's going to be less fun. Not unfun, just less so. Let's go to Mix's question. Hey, Joey, great catching you live. Yeah, it's good to be here. I'm glad you all are here, too. It's a good showing here on a Thursday afternoon? I don't even know what day it is. In a Dynasty Rebuild Superflex League, in a rebuild, would you trade Saquon straight up for Stribling? Oh, man. I think that's a little much, and I like Stribling. I would want Stribling in a pick. Even if it's a third round next year, I'd want a little bit more insurance. I think when you're rebuilding, you want to cash in on those pieces, and you want picks and players if you can get it. And Stribling is really intriguing. But he's also in the pecking order in a world where a substation doesn't eat everybody. CMC, Mike Evans, George Kittle, and then you've got Deebo Samuel. We'll see what Christian Kirk's health is like. And then Stribling's there too. Now, I agree that the Stribling upside is huge. He could leapfrog into the third spot with all the age and situations there. But it's not a guarantee. Saquon is still a good guarantee for another 2 years. I would want more for Saquon. I want Stribling in a pick or Stribling. If you give me Stribling and Bashal Tutin for him, cool. If you give me Rico Dowdle and Stribling, cool. Something to that nature, I think, works for me. So you got to just, understand you just need a second player there. It can't just be Stribling on their own. But that's a great question there. I like that. All right, let's go to I'm Prezi. Yo, Joey, I'm late because my store owner was here for an hour. Well, don't lose your jobs for the live stream, okay? All right? We don't need any more job loss this year. By the way, speaking of jobs, job regained at least, I should say, because it went away for a little while, but it's back. I will be on Sports Grid TV on Sunday mornings again for, I think it's going to be Pro Football Today. So that's going to go from 11 to 1. So if you're looking for some fantasy, some betting, all the football stuff for your coverage, where I'm going to be, I've been on Sports Grid for the last 5 years on Sundays talking football. I will be back again starting in September from 11 to 1 Eastern time. So go check that out too. I will be here in the mornings before that answering your questions here on the channel, and then I'll transition over there. So if you want to keep watching, great. That's where you should be. Let's go to Kinky. Oh, Kinky's here. Look at this. I love all the old friends moving over. I love that. I love all the migration. If you listen closely, you'll see all the people starting to migrate away. when things get a little bit more boring and a little less fun and a little less interesting. And they're coming here to the fandom. I like it. Kinky Tasm here. Happy to have you for my primary fan. I thank you. Primary fantasy content creator. That's a beautiful thing. One season keeper league, pick one, half PPR. Jameson Williams, Travion Henderson, Kyle Pitts, Chris Godwin, Blake Corum. Just for 1 year. Look, I'll put it to you this way. I think Jameson Winston is the best half-point PPR player here in terms of, like, you're just getting what you pay for. If you want to roll the dice with a little upside and running back sometimes with depth, you never know what could happen, it would be Travion. So JMO is the safe one. Travion is the upside play. And then the other thing I would say to you, Kinky, if you're looking around and you know a bunch of the other tight ends are already being kept, depending on those rosters, Kyle Pitts isn't the worst one. I wouldn't keep Godwin. I wouldn't keep Blake Corum. I understand keeping Pitts if McBride, Loveland, Kraft, Warren, all those guys are already, like, if Kraft and Warren and Laporta and Kittle are all back in the shuffle, you think, from looking at rosters, then don't keep Pitts. But JMO is probably the best one. Travion probably the biggest upside ticket. Me, I'd probably end up keeping the running back of Travion just because you can never have enough of those guys. Brandon's back for another question here. When you like and comment and hype every video to be a part of the contest, but Joe, you live in Canada. Joey P doesn't discriminate against Canadians. The contrary, Brandon. Canadians are the best Americans. Okay? Period. Right now, by far, my favorite. And America is a big continent. North America. All right? People forget that sometimes. Us here in the United States, we're not the only Americans. All right? We're the United States of America, but we're not the only Americans. I love my Canadian folks. Big fan of Tim Hortons, the Timbits, the coffee. I go to the sugar-free syrup now, so I don't partake in the syrup anymore. Just trying to take better care of myself. But I'm a big fan of Canada. Love hockey. Love apologies. All that stuff. All right, let's go to Kevin's question here. Hey, Joey, 12-team PPR. League voted to go from 5 to 4 on our bench to make waivers more interesting. Any thoughts on the bench strategy of the reduced size? That is an intriguing thing. So you're reducing it by 1, which makes it a little bit more annoying, I'll be honest with you. I think what I would do is this. I would pay, normally I'm a guy that doesn't pay much attention to the bye weeks when I'm drafting. I just don't care, right? If I'm a super flex, I care because I want to make sure both my quarterbacks don't have the same bye. And if I'm picking a third, I want to make sure they can cover their buys. Otherwise, that's kind of a useless asset for the most part. But if we're just talking regular single quarterback, 12-team league, I think what I want to do is pay close attention to the upcoming first 6 weeks of the season, the schedules, the buys, all that stuff, where you're at. Because what you do kind of see is with these leagues, you will see, like every league, there will be guys you want to add off the waiver wire, right? There will be, someone's going to get hurt week 1, week 2. Someone's going to break out, have a great performance. You're going to want to add more players. So regardless of the bench size, this is a great question, actually. This is a really philosophical one. I think what's so interesting here is that you want to pay attention because the early start matters. I watched a show with Hayden Winks and Matt Harmon over on Yahoo. Harmon's going to come on the show, by the way, in a couple weeks. We already talked about getting him on sometime. Can't believe he's coming on in season. What a friend. Look at Matt Harmon. What a guy coming on in season to hang out with me and talk football. 89% of teams that start out 5-0 make it to the playoffs on Yahoo. Now, that's quite an interesting stat. And I think part of the reason is that people lose interest when they get off to bad starts. You have that cushion of a 5-0 start, right? Worry about the start. Look at the schedules. Look at the defense schedules to start too. Do you want to be a streaming defense kind of situation? You might want to be more of a streamer, a kicker, and defense in a shorter bench league. You're not rostering a second quarterback in a shorter bench league for sure. Utilize it for running back and wide receiver. This is a great question though, Kevin. I'm glad we spent a little bit of time on that. I know it was a lot, but I'm sure a lot of you are in at least one league where the bench is a little short than it shouldn't be. Mix, appreciate you out here. Look at all these fun people. Look at this. Another new member. I love all this. All of the new members here hanging out on the chat, doing nice things. Love it. Can't get enough of this. All right, let's go to some of the new comments here. Let's go to, where we got? Oh, let's go to Constantino Gonzalez. From Argentina to Northern Canada. We're all Americans. That's right. Constantino gets it. We are all Americans. We should be nice to each other. it's hard to be kind. I get it, but it's doable. Be nice to somebody today, okay? It doesn't cost that much. Makes you feel good, too. Any advice in constructing a roster in a shallow 8-team 2-flex? Yes. BPA. Best players available for the first, as long as you can do it, okay? Because the supply and demand in an 8-team league, it's going to be so easy. It's going to be easier at wide receiver, but it doesn't matter. If you end up with a big wide receiver build, cool. Big running back build, cool. If you want to take Josh Allen, cool. Take the best. This is one of the few situations where a top 50 list actually does help out a little bit. So you can look at the top overall players rankings, like on RotoWire, for instance. They have some great top overall rankings. And by the way, don't forget, everybody, go to rotowire.com, download the app, use the promo code JoeyP. You get 20% off. I get helped out, and the channel keeps going. Easy stuff. But that's where you go over there, look at Theo's top 100. Look at some of the great rankers that they have over there who are consistently in the top there. And that's where that comes into play. Get as many of those guys as you can, and then fill in the blanks later, okay? Because you can make up ground at every single spot if you're smart enough. So that is another good question. I love it. We're getting good questions today. Thoughtful, insightful questions. Hopefully thoughtful, insightful answers as well. Mad Macho, dude, I left Fantasy Pros after you left. I didn't leave. I was asked to leave. There's a difference. And even though I was being asked to leave, I still offered to stay on through the end of the year if it made sense for everybody, and they still didn't care. Okay, fair enough. But you don't have to leave anywhere. I miss working with Debro. I miss working with Bogman. I miss working with Andrew. I miss working with my people. Those are my people. Those are all my Black Book guys who I brought in to get hired there. So I miss my team of people. And I hope one day to be reunited with them in some way or fashion. Life is funny that way. I'm very proud of the work we did together. I will always be proud of that. And I want you to be happy. If you're happy here, cool. If you're happy there too, cool. I'd rather you be happy here and spend the money here if you're spending money on stuff. But again, that's selfish of me. That's all right. I think we could be a little selfish something. We can still be nice and kind and selfish once in a while. Because I love this and I want to keep doing this for all of you. And that's the sake here. I'm telling you right now, you see I'm producing content every single day. I'm doing live streams on top of shows. We had another show come out this morning. If you missed it, Paul Charchian was on. Yesterday's show with JJ Zachariason was a banger. We had Ray GQ, Ray Garvin on earlier in the week. I got Michael Florio, Bob Harris coming on next week. Chase Doskalos is coming back again for another show. We're recording it right after this one. I think the best data guy out there right now, and I'll be on, like Chase, I think is top notch. He's going to be on every single week with me doing a data-driven show about the numbers and what that impact. And he's such a good communicator of that data. And I want to bring that data to you, and no one else is going to be able to bring that except Fandom NFL. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. I know I'm being greedy, but there's just one more thing. Bet you do a decent Columbo impression. I do, but does anyone know who that is who watches YouTube? I mean, I got one more thing for you. All right, we're not going to do that. All right, Canadians are the best Americans. Brandon, I think you're a little biased, but you know what? That's okay. All right, let's go here. Boring over there is a nice way to put it. Train wrecks. Well, you know, let's not make... Look, let's be nice, okay? I got some friends there who are working very hard, and I'm glad that you miss me. And you know what? It makes me feel good that you guys searched me out, found me, and you've come over to the channel. It means something to me. This is our community. And community is one of the most important things about this game. It's why we play fantasy football. It's to keep our friendships together. It's to keep, distance between us shorter, right? But when you see each other in that league for those 4 months out of the year, even though one person's in New York and one person's in, Midwest and one person's on the West Coast, it doesn't matter. You commune with each other. And this channel is how we commune with each other over football. Whether it be betting, whether it be fantasy, whether it be just football talk. That's a beautiful thing. I want that to be the place for you. And that's my goal with this. And I'm going to die trying. I'm telling you right now. Marshall's back. The rookies now command the Olden show. Yet with the season's faithful return, we know, let novices remain where they'd once be. The pros migrate to Fandom NFL. Yeah, well, look, man. I think more voices is good. You can consume as much content as you want. I just want this to be part of your content. Nick, yo, Paisan, my crazy skips JSN and CMC for Taylor. I think you're crazy to skip JSN. I have it Amon-Ra, JSN, Taylor. I love Jonathan Taylor. If it was a standard league, maybe I'd feel a little different. But I just don't see what's going to change year over year for JSN. I just don't. I love the jewels too. I don't even know what that means, but I'm getting jewels. It must mean I'm rich somewhere. That's all I can imagine. All right, we got a super chat here, so let's get to it. Super chats. Again, drop your super chats in. We've only got about 10 minutes left in the stream. So if you want me to get to the question, super chat's the best way to do it. So make sure you get in there. And again, money goes to me, not a company. Right, that rhymes. It's fun. Rate a team. 10 full PPR. Hurts, Cook, Chase Brown, ATN, Mason, Spears, Devonta, Watson, Washington, Shaheed, Trey Tucker, Pitts, Juwan, Rams defense, and Will Reichert. All right, so let's rate this team. Hurts is a QB, very good. Cook and Chase Brown, ATN, Mason, that is a stunningly good RB room. You don't need Tajee Spears. Trade Spears to the Pollard manager right now. Just get rid of him. Devontae, Watson, Parker, Washington. So here's the thing. Your RB room is great, which means you were going to suffer somewhere, especially since you took an early quarterback. This is the kind of roster setup I would not have taken the early quarterback because you were behind at wide receiver with all those great RB. You went double RB. When you go double RB and early QB, it's tough. Your wide receiver room looks more like this. It's good. It's solid. It's not spectacular. That's okay because your running back room is spectacular. I would say if you could flip Spears and Shaheed or Spears and Pitts and just play Juwan, I'm okay with that to improve one more good wide receiver. To improve on that wide receiver 4, I would do that. But other than that, this is A minus roster. That's what I'm going here. It's a good one though. But you see what I'm saying? Like when you go early back-to-back RB and then you go early QB, it's a little problematic. All right, let's go to Dustin's super chat here. How early is too early for Stribling? I know he's hyped, but man, what an opportunity. Let's see on RotoWire where he's going right now, because I do believe it has risen recently. I know in the drafts I'm in, it's risen considerably over the last couple weeks. So let's take a look here and see where he is in terms of the live ADP. And that's why I like the tool so much over here, because ADP tool is great. The interface is so much easier to look through than some other places. Let's look here. Rankings, mock drafts. There we go. Okay. Looking at the ADP currently, I think for me, it's still reasonable. I'm going to give you some of the names around there as well, just to kind of give you an idea. I also, like I said, there's Ian Hartitz is there, Theo Greminger, two guys who I play in leagues with who are very, very smart. If you look at the Stribling ADP, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to pull it up here in a different spot here, because I'm trying to look at the comparisons and what you have here as well. I think that Stribling right now is one of those players, if you have a feeling on him and you've already got, let's say, I would want 3 definitive guys. I'd probably want a 4th in terms of roster construction. I think that's what matters more about when you take him. See, some people will say, well, he's going as X wide receiver, Y wide receiver in terms of all that. It's not as important. I think what's more important here is how you construct your roster around him. So that is one to me where it gets a little bit trickier, and I would prefer to have him more on that edge of things. And I think that makes sense. I think as your 4th wide receiver, it's fine. As my 3rd in your roster construction, I think it's problematic. So that's where I'm at. So don't pay too much attention to where he's rising and falling, because I'm looking at it right now and I don't think it makes a difference. I really don't. Because that's artificial. Because you're going to be in leagues where people don't even know what Deshaun Stribling is, and in leagues where people are going to be way too in on Deshaun Stribling, and they're going to overreact to him. We've had a lot of Stribling conversations this week on the shows. If you missed them, go back and watch. But again, my thought is at wide receiver 4, perfect. Wide receiver 5, amazing. But I don't think you can draft him as a 3. Now, if you're in a 2 wide receiver league, I still don't think you can draft him as a 3. I think it's too much unknown. Benet? I don't know. I think Benet, I believe, from the pronunciation of the capital letters. Rate this team. Here we go. I'm going to grade your teams. If you want me to grade your team, you can drop it in there. Lawrence, Gibbs, Tootin, Corum, Lloyd, Sampson. Okay, so we got the big running back, And then we're shading running back a little bit. So the wide receiver group better be good here. Benet, Olave, DJ Moore, Parker Washington, Golden, Stribling, Tyson on the IR. Oh, you got Bowers. Okay, I was going to say, well, this roster seems a little thin, but this is why, because tight end is big. Same thing. When you go early tight end or early QB, your roster's going to look a little bit more like this. I think this is very good as well. I would give this, you got Gibbs, you got Bowers, you still got Olave, who's still a number one for me. This is an A, and not even a minus. This is an A, because I like this kind of build. That's where I'm at. So, well done. Good job there. Thought on 2 QB strategies. Well, I wrote a book about it, Raider. It's called The Black Book. You can go get it right here behind me. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. But in the meantime, it goes like this. First 6 picks, elite guys at QB, I'm cool with. That's where I'm good. After that, start taking skill position players and watch the QB board. Try to get 2 guys between QB 10 and QB 15. Watch it closely, judge accordingly. That's what I would do. All right, let's get a few more in here to the chat. Oh, look at this. Viper with a little, very nice Viper. Appreciate you right there. Again, super chat if you want to get into the very end here of this and make sure you get in there. Awesome. Dev popping in here to the chat. Love that. Here's another one from Brandon. Joe, I was coaching baseball, had a draft and forgot. Auto-drafted the first 2 rounds for the second pick and auto-drafted Chase McBride. I followed with Neighbors and Burrow for the stack. How did I do? It's not terrible. I mean, it's really not. I mean, if you're going to start out with Neighbors and Chase, with Trey McBride and Joe Burrow, look, your running back room might be a little hinky, but that's fine. I got 5 minutes left in the show, everybody, so make sure you get everything in here. Viper's got a question. 12-team league. I'm in the 9th round, and Alec Pierce is still there. This is a great conversation. Let's have it. And while I was deciding to pick, we just got breaking news that Pierce was taken off the PUP list and possibly ready for week 1. Now, that I already knew. I knew this 2 days ago before it got announced recently. And that's the nice thing about knowing people inside the industries. They tell you some things like that. And I didn't get to mention it on a show before it came out. So, unfortunately, here's the thing. Actually, not unfortunately, just fortunately. This is still good. This is still okay. People are still terrified of Alec Pierce. I just got him super late in a 14-team league 2 nights ago because I knew this and I still took him and he was on my radar. Pierce is going to play week 1. He might be limited through September. Just have some backup plans. I'm good with drafting Alec Pierce. Follow the money, okay? They paid this man. He's important. Yes, they did sign Keenan Allen. I don't care if you put Keenan Allen on your roster too, because to me, you could play Keenan Allen the first 2 weeks if you want to wait and see what Alec Pierce is. And guess what? If Keenan Allen's doing nothing, Alec Pierce is showing out in week 1 or week 2, you drop Keenan Allen, you move on, bro. That's it. That's easy. All right, let's go to TCB. Just had kid number 3 and draft soon. How do I avoid making sleep-deprived mistakes on draft day? And it's an auction. Oh, TCB, here's what you do, all right? What you do is you sleep when the kid sleeps, all right? And then do your best, and this is hard when you have a 3rd kid. I haven't had the 3rd kid, I just had 2, but I was the stay-at-home dad, and I did all that stuff, okay? And I was working on top of that. I would say this. Try your best to carve out a 3-hour window for yourself. Do it away from your home, because in the home, something inevitably is going to come up. I would go to a friend's house. I would go to a Starbucks, a public library, a park. Maybe not a park, the Wi-Fi not together. Somewhere with good Wi-Fi. And I would take yourself out of there. And for your significant other, whoever that is, that you have these children with, I would offer to take care of these children all day and let them go out and do something for the first half of the day. That way you can have your time focused on the draft. Pay it forward so you can get your time away for the draft. That's what you do. Okay, so you got like less than 24 hours to figure that out. Fantasy football, J2K, it's absolutely necessary to go elite quarterback. Or is it absolutely necessary to go elite quarterback and elite tight end in a shorter 8-team league? It's not necessary at all. I think you do one or the other. That's what I would think. I think quarterback is so deep this year, I would favor doing elite tight end. That's my take on it in the 18 league. You could do both, okay? And it is pronounced Benny. But you know what? The way you spell it is Benet. So now you're just going to be Benet on the show. That's it. That's how it's going to be. All right, let's slam in a couple more here. Running back room is Swift, Price, Brooks, Dobbins, JCM. Did I do okay, Papa Joe? Swift, it depends on what the rest of the roster looks like. It's not bad. I don't love Dobbins or JCM, I'll be honest. I think Swift is perfectly fine in the PPR. I think Price is good over time. Brooks is good over time. This is going to be one of the slow burn rooms. So be patient on Price and Brooks. Don't panic in September. You're going to be in a situation where you're going to panic in September with that group. Try not to. Try to keep acquiring talent. So sorry I'm late. No question today, but you're crushing it last night on CBS. Thanks, Frank, in the chat. Frank is in the Chop League, by the way. Made it in there this morning. Frank doesn't miss a beat here. Joe's sitting up in a tree doing his draft. That's right. Wherever you got to be. I love to draft in nature. Why not? Van Rod, rate my team. Here we go. We are Knicks, Prescott, Cook. So right off the bat, pretty good. You got the 2 solid QBs. You got Cook and Chase Brown and Scatterboo and Irving. My God. So wide receiver room is going to be rough, right? Loveland still top-rate tight end. Flowers, Burden, Sutton, Addison, Concepcion, Douglas, Dicker. All right, and you got the Broncos defense. Look, you're a streaming wide receiver group, right? Look, Flowers and Burden still pretty good with how good this running back room and how good the rest of these quarterbacks are and all the situation here in a 2 QB league. I think this is an A. And I hate just giving out A's, but you guys are crushing it. It's because you guys are fans of the channel. You're smart people. So, of course, you have good teams. Duh. So, in the first charity league, I auto-drafted. That's right. I'm right back-to-back here with Dev. In that league, this is the league that all the money went to St. Jude's. By the way, they raised over $99,000 from those leagues. And I think total after last night, it's over like almost $200,000. Fantastic stuff. For the kids, let's go. I auto-drafted first 3 rounds. Achane, Henry, Josh Allen, Egbuka, Devontae, QJ, Diggs, Kittle. Do I focus on backup tight end? I'm not telling you what to do, Dev, because you're right next to me, so screw it. And you're my friend, so I'm not helping you. But no, I'm just kidding. What I would do, theoretically, because it's charity, and you've already made a nice donation, I will tell you. I'm not backing an up tight end yet. I would go another RB. That's what I would do. So there you have it. I'm too good of a person sometimes. Hope you got the Sun God. I did. I did get the Sun God. Let's go another brand new. Last question here. Do we know Chop League draft time and date? No, we don't yet. And if you can't make that and you want to come out of it, I have to put it around the time that I'm available to do it. I don't think we can do it slow draft. I mean, maybe we can do it slow draft. If everyone's committed, you guys are pretty good. Maybe we could say, hey, look, everybody just get their crap together and over a day do it. I think it's possible. Otherwise, look for it to be maybe Tuesday or Wednesday night before the season starts. That would be my guess. But it'll be fun. It is for the kids. That's why I still gave you good information, even though last one here. Thanks, Joey. I've got to get back to making money. Congrats on all the success. Keep up the great work. I'll hit you with some rhymes tomorrow. Well, I appreciate you, Marshall. You're good people there. All of you are, for hanging out here. I'm doing a Chop League starting in week 2. Well, that's dumb. Why are we waiting? Slow draft committed. All right. If we need it, we'll figure it out. And if you want to get in on that, go watch the chart show. Go drop your sleeper handle there. After this, I'm going to go check it out. Hold on. Let's squeeze in one more with Doug. You're the last one, Doug. Doug, Joey P. Love the content. 10-team league, 10 spot in there. Struggling to go RB heavy with Barkley and Hampton. Wide receiver 1 stack, 0 RB build. Jettas, Sun God for round 1. Jettas and Sun Gods. You can start that way. Good guess. All day. I still think Hampton is who I want over Barkley. And I'll tell you what, man. I'm going to do a show with Bob Harris where we talk about the old farts. We're going to talk about Derrick Henry once again being pushed to the side. He's probably going to have another 15 touchdowns and 1,500 yards, and I don't get it. Yeah, he doesn't catch a lot of passes. So what? He's going to have 1,700 combined yards and double-digit touchdowns. More on that later in the week. In the meantime, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Like this video if you're watching here. All of you live watching, make sure you like this stream. Make sure you drop your comments below. If you want to listen on the go, you can. Wherever you get your podcasts, you can listen to Fandom NFL on Amazon Music, iHeart, Apple, Spotify. It's all there. You can pick up a copy of the Black Book as well. Digital cheat sheets I just updated 2 days ago. Hot off the presses. Send your $5 to Fantasy Black Book over on Venmo or on PayPal, fantasyblackbook@gmail.com. Both of those are accepted. Put your email address in. I will send you the digital cheat sheets. Again, they're all $5, and I update them all the way up until the last possible minute where there's worth an update. And continue to hang out with the channel. Remember, when you subscribe to the channel and drop your comments below, also, you could win our latest giveaway, the Marshall Faulk jersey. 5,000 subscribers. We're giving this bad boy away. Drop your comments. like this video, subscribe, like this video, hype this video, do all the right things. You could win it. And of course, RotoWire, 20% off, promo code JoeyP. Download the app today. Great talk with everybody. That's going to do it for me, Joe Pisapia. But I'm out of time. So we'll see you next time, kids. This has been Fandom NFL.